What's going on YouTube? This is Andrew again with the Pistol Chronicles with another tabletop review for you. This is something that I just picked up today, Friday, July 25th. And I'm really excited for this because this is probably going to be one of my last purchases for a little bit of time. And as you guys know from the channel already, I have two AR-15s, one piston driven, one gas impingement. I have a Glock 20C that I did a review on. I did a Kimber Custom TLE RL2 that I did a review on. And now I'm doing what is probably going to be my last pistol for a little bit of time. This is the Glock 36. And you know, when I went to go pick this up, I wanted something I could carry in the summer, something that was light, something that I could probably throw into some board shorts or something easy and not have to really worry about being weighed down by a big full-size gun. So this is definitely the smaller end of what I'm going for here. You know, normally I like to pick up some big full-size pistol. I'm not really much for the smaller size pistols, but this is right in the middle, and I think this is really where I'm going to want to go. So for summer, this is definitely going to be the one. Alright, let's check it out. And the first thing you're going to notice is some custom work I had done to it immediately just because I liked it, the way it came out on my other Glock. But I got burnt bronze Cerakote. Let's take everything out. Yeah, standard fluff that comes inside of a normal Glock box. You got your little brush, your lock, spent casings, and your user's manual. But fuck all that. We'll get to that later. Not at all, really. We're not gonna waste time with that. So what do we have today? Today we have the Glock 36. Here it is. It's really tiny. It's really lightweight. And a lot of people might be wondering what caliber it is if you don't know much about the Glock 36, but it is 45. And more importantly, it is a full-sized grip in a compact model. See, all three fingers have a spot. There's grooves and serrations everywhere for the hand to fit, and it fits my hand extremely well. One of the things specific to the Glock 36, which may be a pro and a con at the same time, is that the magazines are single stack. No double stacking here, and as you can see, this is only 6 rounds. And this isn't because it's limited because of a state regulation or anything like that. It's actually just a 6-round pistol, 6+1. So really you're going to get 7 rounds out of this beast before you really got to get into it and reload again. But to me, that's okay. This is a close quarter gun. This is something that I'm going to look forward to carrying on a daily basis, and something that I'm going to use obviously in an emergency and get out of the way. Use it and run. Not run away, but just use it and run out of the place of danger. This isn't a gun you would want to sustain a battle with, or this is definitely not a go-to-war gun because it's just small, and I don't know if it would withstand the user pressure of a combat setting. Now, of course, it could definitely keep up, but I'm not saying you're going to want this as your primary platform. This is definitely the compact version that you should use as you're getting to personal defense stuff. So, well, let's go ahead and show everybody in the cyber world that it is indeed clear. And it is. So we'll go ahead and do that. Pick this up a bit. Okay. I like putting the magazine in just because it gives me the full grip on my hand. I still haven't done anything with the sights yet. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with the sights, because I'm just used to having the simplicity of having all my sights the same. And although they may not necessarily be the best sights out there, these sights are the same as my Glock 20. So if I have to interchange between the two, I don't want to have to get used to another set of sights. I don't know if that makes sense. But keeping them all the same consistency will allow me to keep the same maneuverability in between both platforms. So that being said, I'm really excited about this pistol. I will definitely put up a video at the range with it. I'm gonna put it through its paces just like everybody else does, because I want to see how far the gun can go, how hot it can get before it starts to get screwy, if at all. You know, there is something to be said for the simplicity of Glocks, and it's just the fact of the matter is you can just literally load them and go. Let's talk about the Cerakote for a minute. When you normally pick up a Glock, the Glock frame normally is just, it's got that really simple plastic feeling, very much the way that this feels. It's just kind of slippery, there's not really much resistance, and it really doesn't allow you to get that much of a grip on it. Especially if your hands are wet, it may not be the most optimal solution to have this type of feel to the plastic. But if you take a minute and you actually feel the way the Cerakote feels in the frame, it's a whole nother animal. It literally feels as if there's like a fine powder or dust that is probably the hardening agent for the Cerakote itself, but it actually allows you to get a better grip without having to add any type of decal grips, at least on this particular version. I did add decal grips to the Glock 20, but that's just because the Glock 20 was a much bigger framed gun and my hand doesn't fit all the way around. It really doesn't. I have a little bit of my fingertips on the other side of the magazine well, so when I grab it I really have to do two-handed. I don't feel comfortable doing single-handed type shots with it, and there's definitely applications where in which you would definitely want to have two hands, or one-handed movements, but I don't always anticipate having that, especially not with a close quarter gun. This one I can use with one hand. I can defend my family or move everybody out of the way that I need to, and I can still operate this gun in particular very easily. There is no problems grabbing this weapon at all. It's got this little thumb rest here that I can really use to put my hand on and grab and make sure that the gun is stable before engaging with it. So all in all, just fit and finish alone, this fits my hand just really well, and I'm really excited to use it, and I'm definitely thinking that this is going to be the beginning of something new for my channel, especially using this particular platform. Being that it is so light and being that it is so thin and easy to use, I see great things for this. I'm not a big fan of the 5.5 pound Glock trigger, but I do plan on doing my own pyramid trigger kit upgrade to it, just so that I can get rid of this extra travel. You can see that how far back it goes, but it travels a little bit away before it disengages that lock. So like my Kimber, the trigger is phenomenal on the Kimber, because all I have to do is literally just start applying pressure and then bang, it goes. It's a 4-pound trigger on that, so this has just a little bit of extra travel and then it falls. So I don't like that too much in the Glock platform. So I don't really like necessarily how you have to really give it that travel, and then you pull, and you're pulling, and you're still pulling, and then it falls. See, I don't like that too much. Even though I can anticipate when the shot's going to go, I shouldn't have to be anticipating when the shot's going to go. It should be pretty much automatic. So, alright, let's take this thing apart and see what we can find under the hood. Okay, so continuing on, it took me a second to get this slide off, which was kind of hilarious actually for me, because I take down the Glock 20 without any problems normally. So you just have your standard lower half of the Glock with its normal trigger system, nothing upgraded yet. And then you notice here we have a dual recoil system, which on the full-size Glocks is not something that's normally standard, if you will. And I'm sure this is going to help a lot with recoil. So hopefully we'll be able to get a good run on this and feel what the recoil is like, given that it is a subcompact and given that it is a lot lighter than the bigger brother. And here is obviously the 3.7 inch barrel, which is great because when you look at wow, this is a really great Cerakote job by OC Firearms in Orange County, California. I thought it was just going to be the exterior, but no, they actually did the whole damn slide. That's pretty awesome. Great gunsmithing over there. I mean, Cerakoting is, again, I stand by it. It's great stuff. It looks great, and if your gun looks great, you're more than likely going to use it because you're proud of it. So, that being said, yes, I am a little bit of a show off when it gets to pulling out the guns and showing off with your friends. So, this gun is definitely a little dry for my taste. There it goes. First notch, not bottom notch. Nope, no, actually it is the bottom notch. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so that's your basic disassembly, and then you get your slide, put it in the 2 rear notches in the back, and get a better visual of this. Line it up, slide it back. So it's on there, but you need to give it one last pull. So and it's on there. And it falls, so we're good. Normally when I teach, I don't tell people to put their hand up above the chamber because you can always get it caught. But I mean, that's not to say that I don't practice what I preach either, but one thing that I want to remind everybody is that, you know, you get used to doing loading and unloading in a certain manner. And if that works for you, then that works great. There's not a bad way to do it. There's probably not the best way to do it, but if that's what you need to do in order for you to get muscle memory on how to load your weapons, then you do what you got to do. This works for me. So, that being said, hope you guys like this quick review of the Glock 36 in 45 ACP. And just to make sure that everybody knows what kind of ammo I'm running with this, bam, Hornady Critical Defense. Now, this isn't the other kind that's made for law enforcement officials. This is for personal defense use, right? So, out of a standard 5-inch barrel, we should be looking at, actually, correction, not a 5-inch barrel, 4-inch barrel, because critical defense is made for subcompact pistols. So you want to make sure you take that into account when choosing your ammunition, because you want to make sure that you get the right amount of pressure for the shorter barrels. That being said, this is expected to produce about 1,000 feet per second out of a 4-inch barrel. And considering that the Glock is 3.7 inches, I don't think we're going to lose much muzzle velocity. So, thanks again for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the quick review. And next video will definitely be on the range, and we'll definitely see how it works. Thanks, guys. Bye.